I recently had the chance to see the movie Mission Impossible Final Reckoning in theaters, and I can confidently say that it was a thrilling, high-octane experience that lived up to the franchise legacy. What not without its flaw, the films deliver everything fans have come to expect: breathtaking stunts, sick direction, and a core ensemble that continue to feel authentic and emotionally grounded. One of the series' greatest strengths has always been its characters, and this installment is no exception. The Mission Impossible team dynamic have never felt forced or formulaic. Each character brings something unique to the table, creating a sense of camaraderie that is earned and natural. Tom Cruise, Ethan Hunt, remains a fascinating protagonist. He is not just fearless action hero with scale skyscrapers and from helicopters. He is a man constantly caught between duty and personal sacrifice. Cruise continues to balance Ethan's razor-sharp professionalism with glimpses of vulnerability and moral conflict. Their quiet tragedy to him now, a way that seems to grow heavier with each mission, and Cruise plays that evolution subtly and effectively. Simon Pegg Benji is once again standout. He blends of nervous energy, technical genius, and earthquake royalty, making him more than just a comic relief. He is the soul of the team. His presence adds emotional depth in crucial moments, and his chemistry with Ethan and Lotte remains one of the franchise's strongest assets. Rebecca Ferguson, Isal's first, continues to be a compelling enigma. She brings strength, elegance, and complexity to every scene she's in. Her relationship with Ethan has always been one of mutual respect and unspoken tension, and that dynamic remains intact, adding layers to narrative even when the plot races forward. If the film stumbles anywhere, it's in its antagonist. While the villain's motivations are explained in broad terms, driven by fear of the future and the desire for control, the character lacks the nuance and the ideological sharpness of previous Mission Impossible villains like Solomon Lane or even August Walker. Instead of feeling like a tangible personal threat, this villain functions more as a symbol of looming technological danger. That abstraction makes the stake feel high but somewhat impersonal. The emotional weight that should come with confronting the antagonist never fully lands, and as a result, the tension occasionally feels disconnected from the characters' inner struggles. Where the film truly soars is in its action. Every set piece is a masterclass in tension, pacing, and physicality. The franchise's commitment to practical stunts, dying out in an era dominated by CGI, continues to set it apart from competition. From high-speed motorcycle chases along winding European roads to nail-biting infiltration sequences, the choreography is imaginative, thrilling, and executed with surgical precision. Tom Cruise's dedication to doing many of his own stunts once again adds an edge of realism that amplifies. You feel the danger, and that visceral reaction is something most action films today struggle to achieve. Directors Christopher McQuarrie ensures that the camera lingers just long enough to let us appreciate the scope and the complexity of each sequences without ever losing momentum. Narratively, the final reckoning does a truly job balancing high-concept ideas with character-driven beats. The plot centers around a potent technological threat, a familiar theme in modern spy thrillers, but it occasionally falls into the trap of over-explaining certain exposition. Everything slow the pace slightly, particularly when the films try to unpack the mechanism of the threat. Fortunately, this moment never lasts long, and the story quickly regains its footing. The script strikes a mostly successful balance between forward momentum and introspection, giving the audience enough space to connect with the character without sacrificing the thrills. Visually, the film is a treat. The cinematography is dynamic yet composed, capturing the grandeur of international location as well as the claustrophobia of covert operations, whether it's a sprawling desert of a dimly lit control room. Each setting feels intentional and richly atmospheric. The score, too, is worth noting. Lorne Buffer's composition with the iconic Mission Impossible theme with fresh motifs that underline the film's emotional beat and escalating suspense. The music never overwhelms but always enhances, adding another layer of polish to the production. Mission Impossible Final Reckoning might not reinvent the franchise, but it doesn't need to. It understands its strengths, character chemistry, breathtaking stunts, and a moral complexity, and doubles down on them. While the villain may not be the most memorable, the film is propelled forward by its guts, its direction, and its relentless drive to push the envelope. This entry feels like the beginning of the end, the groundwork for a larger finale that may yet ties all the threads together, but even on its out, it's a satisfying, well-executed action film that reaffirms Mission Impossible place as one of the best modern action franchises. Whether you're a long-time fan or a new to the series, this Mission Impossible well worth accepting.